Welcome into the Lantern Sports Basketball Preview Show. I'm your host, Casey Smith, and joining me as always is Gabe Burggraf. Ohio State, they're coming off a very impressive Maui Invitational in which they went 2-1, but now they have their first real road test of the season as they travel to number 17 Duke Cameron Indoor for the second stretch of the home and home in the final ACC Big Ten Challenge ever, Gabe.
Right.
And what did you see from the Buckeyes in Maui, and who really stood out in your eyes?
Who really stood out in my eyes? It was the scoring. You know, they didn't win that game against San Diego State, but they still got up there in point total and were playing with a top 25 team, a good Aztec team. I saw Bryce Sensabaugh offensively being very, very good in shot selection and getting to his spots. You saw Sean McNeil getting to his spots as well. The dude can flat out shoot it, and the Buckeyes need that. And you see veterans like Justice Suing and Zed Key providing when their number is called. So that's going to be crucial if they have any chance of beating Duke.
Right, it's interesting you bring up Bryce Sensabaugh. He is one of 3 freshmen in Ohio State history to score in double figures in his first 6 career games.
Wow.
And so, I mean, this is a real test for him, let alone Bruce Thornton, Felix Okpara, and then also Roddy Gale Jr., and some of the freshmen to really step up in their first real road environment that they faced in college basketball.
Right, this is definitely a road environment, you know, kind of one of those places where, you know, the crowd is on you, the court makes it so the fans have that intimate experience. I'm excited to see how they play. You know, Okpara is a defensive menace, to see if he can kind of battle on the boards, because Ohio State's had some trouble in terms of giving up rebounds and offensive opportunities in the second chance. So that's something they got to clean up if they're going to have any shot. And Duke's been good at that. You know, they just got pummeled by Purdue. Purdue's a good team, and they've got a lot of size. So if the Buckeyes can come at them with a little bit of size in the paint and get some scoring easy, that could spell disaster for Duke.
Right, and it's kind of interesting you bring up sort of the offensive rebounding and rebounding in general. Duke has the 6th highest average height, and they have the best offensive rebounding percentage in the country. And a guy I'm really pointing to is a guy that had a breakout in this same game last year, Zed Key. He had 20 points in that game a season ago when Ohio State upset number 1 Duke. And I'm really looking forward to him seeing how physical he's played, because he's really ramped it up this season, and he's played a lot more physical this season in my mind than he has in years past. And then the size and length of Felix Okpara, the freshman. I mean, he hasn't really gotten involved in sort of the scoring offensive aspect, aside from throwing out some absolute hammer
alley-oops,
right?
yeah, some crazy stuff.
Right, his ability to protect the rim and swat shots on the up and up. I mean, those are the 2 guys that are really going to be key for the Buckeyes as they travel to Cameron Indoor Stadium looking for their 2nd consecutive win over Duke. I think it's kind of interesting. Whenever Ohio State loses to Michigan in football, they really come back and they beat Duke in the coming days. So it'll be interesting to see if that streak continues.
Right.
The Blue Devils, they're without legendary future Hall of Famer Mike Krzyzewski at the helm. They're sort of in a rebuilding state. They're 5-2 with tough losses to both Kansas and Purdue, 2 solid teams. Ohio State, their only loss to San Diego State. But we'll be there with the coverage for you for Lantern Sports. The game will be broadcast on ESPN 7:15 p.m., so be on the lookout for that. For Gabe Burggraf, I'm Casey Smith. This has been the Lantern Sports Basketball Preview Show. Until next time, take care.